There's been an enormous food shortage for 5 years or so. 3 years, really. Crops failing, cold snaps. It's snowing now. I don't know if anything's supposed to be growing, but if this was growing season and it snowed, then some of the crops might fail. It's assuming anyone's growing food really should be starting now. But um, the elite were having these cannibal restaurants. People were, all worked up about that for like 5 minutes. But I still see old Q posts about it, and it sounds very ritualized and um, ironically, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of rituals. So it's kind of a bizarre paradox, perhaps. But you have to uh, eat. I guess there's parts of the body that if you eat, you're gonna get sick. Like the brain, you get kuru, and that's just gross as hell. Anyway, in my opinion, that's just my opinion. But I think blood's tasty, so I'm kind of disqualified from saying much about preferences. Yeah. So in this time of war, and this time of famine, and this time of pestilence, plague, or whatever is going on, obviously, if someone dies of the plague, that's not something you want to eat, and you got to be a little bit, I don't know, insane. I think, like beyond my comprehension to. I mean, I've never even. I shot a couple birds, with BB guns when I was young, and I felt really bad, actually. Soft heart, cold hands, bloodthirsty, sex maniac. I'm just kidding, ish. So the point is, my wife, Somerset Belanoff, she has many names, too many at times for either one of us to tolerate. But they have meanings. I was irritated with some Bible verses. Actually, it was the sacrifice of the lamb, the Paschal lamb, and Israel. I was reading about it in Israel Times, or whatever it was, and that article's on this phone, so I can't read it. And but there were like different names for God, like Hashem here, and then like another name, Yahweh, obviously, and G, lowercase d, lowercase, underscore, lowercase d. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get into that, but I understand the reasons for at least a few names. The Earth, whatever, God and Goddess. I understand that. But Somerset is the queen of the Illuminati, and she has her daughters run the restaurants. Or one of her daughters. I mean, her daughters. I don't know how many daughters she has, but they're uh, genius. You can do some research if you want and read their education's phenomenal. Her name again is Lady Somerset Belanoff. LadysomersetBelenoff. Might be two L's actually. Can't remember. One of her daughters runs that website. I think it's called Humans Are Meat. In California, Los Angeles, actually. It's pretty crazy stuff. I mean, really. um, I don't know what actually goes on there, and gladiators and fighting electric adversaries, and then dinner after. Sounds like Gladiator or Spartacus, the underground fighting. I don't know. I really don't know. The point is, people are going to be starving, and they're going to have the choice of not eating, or Japan is selling food grade poop, and yep, I don't know for how long. And China was selling us in America rat meat. I don't know how they. Well, that's a lot of work to turn those into something that looks like chicken wings. They sold us like million pounds maybe of rat meat. Over there, they're hungry enough that they were eating like spiders and stuff. That's not something you do if you're not hungry. Well, I would assume that that's where the virus started too. It's kind of confusing. So, the food shortage, people noticed and commented for a while, commentated more than commented, about, I used to get a bag of chips, it would be like full, and now you get it and it's like half full. Same price, I think. Maybe they knocked 20 cents off, so people were like thinking it was a bargain. I don't know. The milk, I hear that the milk from the farmers is being dumped onto the ground because there's no containers. There wasn't a call to send gallon jugs with their caps back. Nobody's organizing that. Recycling, well, they could recycle that back to the farmers so that they can get the milk. Maybe they don't want to. I can't quantify the stupidity. I don't understand it either. But I'm here, and they're doing whatever they do. The car factory somewhere was turned into one for masks, apparently, to make masks. So everyone can have a mask. Did I have a dream last night? People were wearing masks, or what was that? I don't know. But somewhere, around here people wear masks too. Some of them at least look like costumes, so at least I think if the kids are wearing masks, they should at least be having fun. I personally am not a plague carrier, though I do feel like a bit of a virus because they say things that are true, and people would rather not have truth so that the milk gets dumped on the ground and there's no containers and they can focus on the fear and problems instead of solutions. Solution, when I heard them dumping on the ground, I thought, put it in containers. They're dumping food on the ground too, I hear, because there's no containers or something. Are the food packaging places not considered essential? The places that make containers not essential? Can we not automate these things? Can we not have anything done right? Anyway, you can perform oral sex to get nutrients and protein and amino acids from man's cum, assuming he's not a disease carrier. Or you can, during the Great Depression, we hunted the deer almost to extinction. If you look back at the burial chambers of the pharaohs and stuff, they'd have like a lot of things buried with them sometimes. Well, one had a lot of birds with them, and I thought the birds symbolized wealth more than anything because they're difficult to catch. Like, how did they catch those birds? Don't palm them. But whatever. I don't know. So, I don't know. Are you gonna eat or not? Are you planting food in your gardens? Either way, you need protein. You want to stay alive.